Welcome to my weekly forecast of the crypto market for week 34, 2020. In front of me I have the price chart of Bitcoin, and I will also be looking at Ethereum and Litecoin. I will keep it at those three cryptocurrencies. Of course, there are a lot more altcoins, but I believe these are the most important ones to look at. Some people say only Bitcoin is important. I'm not like that. I look at Bitcoin and I trade Bitcoin, but I also look at Ethereum because it's the main platform for all kinds of tokens and for the DeFi, and that's very important now. And Litecoin is a lighter version of Bitcoin, which usually has a lot of implementations of things that later on will be implemented on Bitcoin. So it's interesting to look at. And if you make a comparison between cryptocurrencies and gold and silver, then you could say Bitcoin is digital gold and Litecoin is digital silver. So Litecoin is usually a little bit more volatile, and so as we will see later on, it's a little bit more suppressed now, and that's kind of comparable with how this goes between gold and silver. They have the same kind of relationship, oddly enough. So let's have a look at the Bitcoin chart. So I've showed this chart many times before. This is the weekly chart. So zooming out, we can see this clear pattern of consolidation and acceleration of the price, and then consolidation, and then a thrust higher, consolidation, a move higher, consolidation, every time in this kind of triangle wedging pattern, and also kind of coinciding with moments of the halving, interestingly enough. So looking at the most recent price action, we can see that we have broken out of this triangle, and then we've retested the upper trend line here of the triangle, and now we have to see what will happen. So I think we can still break back into this triangle and then start consolidating here again before we ever move higher or maybe lower, depending on your long-term view on Bitcoin. My view is that looking back at all the price action that we've seen here, it's most likely that we will break higher. Just a question of when will it happen. Will we start moving higher right now, or will we break lower and move into this pattern here? So I will continue to be buying Bitcoin on a weekly basis to see if I can accumulate more before we go higher. And actually I would be very happy if price would move a little bit lower again, and then when it hits this level that I've marked here around 7,766 more or less, then I will get a notification, because if it hits somewhere around here, then I will become a more aggressive buyer and then see if I can scoop up some more. Looking at Ethereum, same kind of pattern more or less going on here. We also had this triangle, but we've broken out of this triangle more forcefully, and now we have retested the swing high here. So this is looking actually quite bullish. We could see more of a parabolic move on Ethereum, in my opinion, going all the way to the level here. So that's maybe $800, and then all-time highs at $1,400. So looking at the daily, what can we see here? So we see some consolidation here, some sort of holding pattern. So if we break out of this holding pattern here, then I'm more convinced we will get a break higher immediately, but as long as it's here, I will not add too much to my position, because we could also start moving lower. In the very long term, I think we might still go higher, even though if we break lower here, then we will maybe bounce off this level right here. So let me draw that in. So here's a level to watch. That's the $250 level. So we might move, if we move back into this area here below this line, then we might move back into here, and then here we will start to see some resistance, or maybe even as of this level already. So in this area here, I expect more buyers to step in and then to take it to the upside. But in the same, but we might also see that we just break higher here and then just continue higher. So we have to watch price, but at this time I will not be buying more. So if we compare Ethereum against Bitcoin to see which market is currently more stronger, then we can see that Ethereum is indeed getting stronger than Bitcoin. So we had some decline as of 2017 in June. So we had a steady decline, but it looks as if we are now about to move higher compared to Bitcoin. So it looks as if Ethereum is outperforming Bitcoin, and we have to see if it hits this level right here, if it will break and start outperforming a little bit more, or continue outperform, or that we will break to the downside. So that's something to watch. So if we break higher, then I will hold my position in Ethereum. But if we start to break out of this pattern and we start to break lower, then I might exchange my Ether for Bitcoins. Looking at Litecoin, Litecoin is also in this triangle pattern after this surge higher in the end of 2017. Then we had this big decline, and now we're consolidating in an ever tighter range. So it looks as if Ethereum will have to go down a little bit more and then break higher. So this is a likely pattern to form, something like this, and then we could break higher. But then again, we could also start consolidating here and then break higher. Of course, I'm not a believer that it will break lower, but this is actually also a possibility that I'm not too convinced of, but we cannot rule it out as well. So this is a very important level to watch, this level right here. That's the 38-ish level. That's a very important level to watch. If it breaks lower, then we might see more lower prices on Litecoin. So comparing Litecoin against Bitcoin, then this is a very interesting pattern that we see here. It's almost the same kind of pattern that we see in the ratio between gold and silver, so the gold to silver ratio, and that's that there's some sort of midline, so a ratio that's in the middle, and then there are these extremes. So now we are in the lower extreme for Litecoins against Bitcoin. So this would suggest that it's more favorable now to buy Litecoin instead of Bitcoin, thinking that this ratio will hold and will continue to oscillate between these higher levels and lower levels. So let me mark these levels to make them a bit more clear. So we have a level here. Yes, so that's about 0.19, 0.2 more or less. And excuse me, and then we are at these lower levels right here at 0.004, and then in the middle that's more or less here. So currently we are in the lower band of the price of Litecoin that it's trading for, usually against Bitcoin. So if we will see a move higher, then and we come into these regions, so I will start to exchange my Litecoins for Bitcoins. And as price is still here, then I will be keeping stacking some Litecoins. And presuming that the Litecoin to Bitcoin ratio will normalize to this level, and then at this level I might start to exchange for Bitcoin a little bit, and then see if it goes all the way up here, and then exchange everything. So that's one way to trade Litecoin against Bitcoin, and it means I will not exchange my cryptocurrencies for fiat currencies. So it's just staying within the ecosystem of the cryptocurrencies. Okay, so this is my look at the markets, the cryptocurrency markets for week 34 and beyond, actually, because I have a longer term view with cryptocurrencies. And I hope you like this. If you did, please give it a thumbs up or leave a nice comment. And subscribe to the channel if you want to receive more of these videos every week. Every weekend I make these kind of videos to keep you informed of my view of the cryptocurrency markets. Thanks for watching, and till the next video.